Hey, I'm Kev Hillman, and welcome back to MXGP3 and the third round of the MXGP season as we're heading to the Netherlands. Yes, here we are looking at the Netherlands surface, looking at the track, sandy surface, well as you would expect around here. Very fast circuit. Let's have some fun with the hammer. As we are for a qualifying effort, you go over the start-finish jump into the fast chicane. Maybe take that flat out, then into a tight hairpin. Try and go down the inside. I believe that is the Frenchman who we got to beat this weekenders. That's not how you take that chicane. Let's go into a very tight chicane note. You see how wide this track is compared to even Thailand, but especially Qatar. Now we go into a jump. Now the middle set to some fast corners. Take that in fourth gear. And see you're virtually next to the crowd as well. Wonderful track with some jumps. And minor mounds. We also get the undulation as well. Go look at that downhill. It is fantastic. And probably should have changed the gearing as well for this qualifying effort. Make it long so you can really maximise these straights. And it's like best times are 140.8. It's all landed a bit awkwardly there. Going towards the final corner. Looking good. Even with the harder opponents, is the hammer. As he just about survives that final jump and does a 36.4. As he is 2.7 seconds ahead of the Italian, Nagel in third, Slovenia in fourth, Frenchman in fifth, Swiss in seventh, trio of Belgians and one of the home heroes, Golden off in 10th on the KTM. So let's see what the hammer can do in the race as he's owned good reputation and credit. So improved his braking, formation and control to 76. And so we are at the start, strapping in for what should be a fantastic ride around this circuit as it's like Townley getting some TV time. As we're alongside the legend. So we're up the engine, get into first gear. Gate drops. Once again, not a very good start for this 5-lap race. And ground the outside. Or too far the outside. What? He's on the track, the hammer. That's very tough. And now he's got to do it from the back. Let's see what he's got. Let's take a look. He can go like 4-5 wide. Heading over the jump. Looks like he's already approaching the top 10. Just go into the right-hander. You can see very well lines taken. That's what I love about tracks this wide. So many different lines you can take. Look at this, easy for the hammer. Up into fifth. You get down the inside. Not able to make the move. He's on the outside now. He almost goes into the trees. Gearing has been lengthened as well to long. So a medium. Let's see if that'll help the hammer down these straights. Goes towards the penultimate corner of the lap. It's a bit better. If that was the Thai circuit, it would have been down. How awkwardly landed, but with this soft sandy surface, you can get away with it. And it looks like he's up to fourth at the end of the lap. Look at this massive jump. Begins things off. As he pushes someone into the boundaries of the circuit. He's down. What have you done, the hammer? And so is his teammate. So is Snow, a big collision behind. So is the Belgium. 4 riders down. All because the hammer got a bit aggressive at the end of the lap there. And see, he's now battling for fifth again. Makes up one position almost into the advertising order, though. Here you go, this is a section where he should be good. You can see someone taking the outside line, so the hammer takes the inside and cuts off that line. And he would have gotten the exit. So back into the podium places. Can he chase down the top two though? To go into the slightly trickier sector down the hill. Must be good for the photographers at the bottom here. This goes into the back straight now. Doesn't look like the long game's really helping. I thought it would have done a bit more down these straights. You can see not really closing on other riders. But again, that wasn't the best exit onto that straight. As all goes wide again, almost loses the front. But again, gripping into this surface are the tyres. It's always taken a very wide line. Trying to get a good run down this straight. Onto the third out of the race. The hammer's got some work to do. Normally he's right on the lead or leading at this stage, but he's down in third. Look how wide open this is. It's ridiculous out of the hairpin. You can probably take that flat out. But a bit cautious still on this third lap. Definitely can't take these corners flat out. That's a good ribbon through them though. Heading through the left-hander. He is gaining all the time, the hammer. Getting the back end out, trying to scrub out the best place to scrub though. He just needs to let out the power slightly before the jump rather than scrubbing that. He's taking the extreme wide line, trying to get a good run off the corner. He definitely is though. Look at that, up to second is he. Past the KTM, I think that is. Now just the leader to go. There's all, someone's down. Remember they fell in Qatar, I think it was. No, it was Thailand, wasn't it, last time out? That's once again not being able to do a scrub over that jump. That's all into the hairpin. Once again using all the bounds of the track surface. That's better through that jump, just let off before jumping. And he didn't land awkwardly in that final corner, had a good run. Just about held onto the bike. Oh, another hammer. Reading all over the place, head onto the penultimate lap. Going for the lead. Very aggressive. And takes it into the hairpin. Did a fast lap as well of a 36.1. That was a match in his qualifying effort. So there we go, flat out through that first chicane. Now into these sequence of corners. Slow down for the first part, get a bit on the power, then slow up for the second. And now flat out through the left-hander with no one in front of him. There you go, let off the power slightly, didn't land well though, out the ruts. Even with the sandy surface, sometimes you still need to follow the ruts. Like that, through the wide line. Let's go up the hill now through this bouncy section. Then down the hill through the left. Into the right. As well, that was a giant flag on the outside. Once again, not learning to scrub over that jump. We'll get it on the final lap, will we? It goes into the hairpin. Sounds like he's now just pulling away from everyone else. Here's the hammer. Once again. So you go, he knows how to scrub over that jump. Down to the final corner, just lets up the power and you can see much better run heading towards the final jump of the lap. And now the final lap of the race. Let's see what the hammer can do. Can he dip into the 35s maybe? Using a bit of the rear brake there to get around the hairpin. But it doesn't matter so much with how wide it is, how open it is on the exit. This is a good battle for the hammer though. Harder opponents. Poor start once again. But he's come through for another victory, it looks like. Of course, we won't be counting our chickens just yet. As we almost did in Thailand. But he's looking good once again. For another victory. just taken to this class like a duck to water. Hammer. Goes through a tricky downhill section. Now we're rising up again. Here we go. Let's see if we can do a scrub over this jump now. Finally. Just took him the whole race to learn how to do that. Going to the hairpin. Crowd cheering. Of course, the Dutch. Got some very good motocross riders. Not just Colin off, but Erlington Bogues. The MX2 class at least. At this time. Now Hurlins. Of course, the MXGP class. Hoping to be. As Hillman crashes just before the line. That's the least dramatic finish ever, I think. As there's no point slowing it down. Look at that, he's just riding normally. As he wins by almost 3 seconds ahead of the Frenchman. There he is, calling off with a home podium. Fantastic for the KTM rider. Then we got the Swiss in 4th on the Yamaha. There's Nagel round out top 5 ahead of pull in. We've got the Russian Carney down in 8th. There Desau. And Tommy Searle getting a top 10 for once on his Kawasaki. It is the teammate of Hillman down in 12th. And Alex Snow scores his first point of the season on the Yamaha of the Italian on the Husqvarna, with the Swede on the Suzuki the only non-point scorer now so far this season, as a maximum 25 for the Hammer. Can he make it a perfect weekend in the second race? And so we are preparing for this second race. You can see the Hammer alongside the Italian. It's like Townley once again getting a TV time. So let's get into first gear. Wait for the great drop. Not a shocking start once again for the Hammer. Really got to improve those. As he maybe cook round this circuit. But oh, Nagel down in front. As all the Frenchman gets the whole shot. And so is Maddie down. And all the Belgium is down as well. And oh, and so is Lupino. Well, Lupino has... The Hammer gets into him. Quite tough going through the back mile. So many crashes as well. As oh, the Italian down as well. So it's Nagel again. What is going on in this first lap? Crashes everywhere. The Hammer on the verge of the top 10 already. It's all going in the air. That's not what you want. That's what he did at the end of the first race, wasn't it? Goes around the outside into the top 10. So a couple of riders go wide in front. Hammer decides to join them. There's just about keeping within the track. Don't want to be going off here, as he actually got a bit of a barrier on the outside. He goes down the inside of the KTM. Getting into the final couple of corners. Next, he got past the Frenchman as well. Or the Belgian, shall I say. Up into 8th. Now to the final corner. Using that wide line to get a good run over these mounds to end the lap. Not doing a scrub this time. Going to the second lap. Just looking to set up this move into the hairpin. And he gets up into 7th. So once again, he's got a bit of a fight going on here, as someone's taking a very unorthodox line in front. Looks like they're being surrounded now for 5th. Let's see if the Hammer can make this a 4-way fight. He gets up to 6th, gets up to 5th, gets past that person. I think that's on the Yamaha. It's all around the outside as well for 4th. As there goes Townley. That's a nice right-hander for McDonald, taking the tight line. Look at this, gaining loads on 3rd. Before these tight couple of corners, downhill through the left. Nick down the inside into the right. Looks like block pass there. Up into the podium places. Just 2 riders to go for Hillman. Once again, fighting for the field, not as easy as it was in Qatar or Thailand. Actually, a bit easier in Thailand, because he always had Nagel to chase down, he was pretty quick. Around here, and it's like it's the Hammer who everyone is having to chase. Pace rises onto the third out, does a 36.4. Look at that, great in that fast chicane as he goes wide though. Out of it, out of the hairpin. Should hold on to third though. So now he's, that is why you don't want to go wide here. Almost off the circuit. And so we've got the teammates in front, holding a 1-2. He just holds on to third, does the hammer, but flat out. Through the left hander means he goes up to second. So Dutch flags are waving on the outside. Cheering on Koldenhoff. At least in the MXGP class. There's very aggressive from the hammer, but he takes the lead. God, they can see his name on the back. There's another thing with having a sandy surface. Lots of mud to kick up onto your opponents. Can't imagine the washing bills after these races. There we go, managed to scrub that. The crowd cheering on the outside as well. It's very happy to see that. Even if their man isn't winning. Sound happy to see the hammer winning though. It's good to make it another double. Just like Qatar. And we'll be a sixth of the way through the season after this race. Got 18 rounds. It's almost into the 35s. Oh, and he's down though. Landing after the big jump. So he's back to third behind this pair. Trying to get a cut back out of the hairpin. Can't quite do it. That's a much better room through the fast chicane. Now into the tight one. Trying to grab second. It's like he has held on. Up to fifth. Then flat out through the left-handers. Oh, they went wide in front. And that's a good run through that left-hander. You saw he just going over scrubs there. Not really following, not scrubs, ruts should I say. You see just following kind of a racing line through there. No fast in or slow in, fast out. That worked really well through that left-hander. Now into the next right-hander. And into the left. Oh, going towards the outside of the track again. Don't be doing that, Hillman. Don't want to be going all Thailand on us. As you approach the final lap, what has been another demonstration from the hammer. It's once again landing poorly on that rear wheel. Let's see if he can land this scrub. There you go. That's better. Now let's see if he can dip under 36s, get into the 35s. So you go. You don't want to take the extreme wide line, even though you can. But these jumps, he's hit the inside though. Oh, just about holds on. Don't be giving us heart attacks, hammer. But you just like doing that as you go through the smoke as well, the green smoke. As there goes Naga down from 14 for a horror race for the German. Oh, and a horror landing for the hammer. He still just holds on to the lead, but still. Don't want to be messing up with your massive scrubs there. Got to land them. That's all taking a bit of a weird line there. Through that section. As the Italians down 16th. Very poor showing for the motocross legend. So you go scrubbing for the final time on this lap. Now into the hairpin. And then see the battle for a podium looks to be good. On the left hand side. He approaches the final corner. Really modulating the throttle now, letting off. You go past the KTM signs and it's like the Honda's going to win, is he? His bike's crossed the line. What? His bike's won. The Hammer wins even though he's not on his bike. I haven't seen that before. As he wins by a second ahead of the Yamaha, with the Honda of his teammate in third by a couple tenths of a second. Could have been Honda 1-2. With a couple of Frenchmen in fourth and fifth, then a few Belgians. Then the home hero down in ninth ahead of the Russian, with Tommy Searle just missing out on another top 10 by under a tenth of a second. There's Nago in 18th. There's Coroni in 19th. And AXO back at the back. So a perfect weekend once again for Hillman. 10 points better than the Yamahas of the Swiss rider, and Ferb in third. He's 5 points ahead of Pauline. And then there's Koldenoff ran out the top 5 from the weekend. There's Coroni down in 14th. And Nago outside the top 10 after that poor second race. So in the championship, it's a 30-point lead after just 3 rounds for Hillman. The Frenchman in second, 9 points ahead of his teammate, Slovenian. And then we got the Dutchman up to fourth now, a couple of points ahead of Nagel. But obviously, it looks like it's going to be tough going for the rest of the field. There's all the Swede actually scored points in that second race. I didn't notice that. With 6 points now, 5 ahead of Alex Snow, but 5 behind the Italian on the Husqvarna. It already looks like Hillman's championship, as his reputation and credits have gone through the roof once again. And so if his skills up to 77 for braking, for emergent and control. So next time I'll be heading to South America and Argentina for another intermediate surface track, just like Thailand, but it's also a very tricky track. And so lots of undulation as well, lots of jumps to deal with, lots of mounds as well. And it's a very tricky surface, very easy to mess up around this track. And Hillman's got to score 47 points, virtually a maximum weekend, and beat the Frenchman once again, just like he did in the Netherlands. And then we're heading to Central America, as you can see, and Mexico. But let's see what the Hammer can do down in South America next time out. South Fortune, I'll see you then.